Hey, it's just so Trish, and today I am slowly putting up my video for the VHC, the Virtual Homeschool Co-op. If you are not part of it, if you've not checked it out, go check it out. Amazing channels are contributing every day and growing to the list and just growing the body of knowledge for the homeschool community on YouTube. So today's topic is, do I standardize test, and am I required to standardize test? Standardized testing in my state of Florida is an option as a way of doing your reporting, but the way that I do my reporting is through a private school. Excuse the sound of children behind me. They do exist. I actually only have to report attendance, and that's it. But I standardize test, and I've been standardized testing now 3 years. This is going on my 4th year to standardize test my children. I use the California Achievement Test from 1970. So it's nothing new, nothing of the Common Core, none of that stuff. And all I'm really testing is reading, writing, and arithmetic, the core subjects. And I do this as a way to evaluate how effective we were this year. Not really them, but me. It has been a lifesaver in the chaos of curriculum at times. I do my test online. You can do it online or paper. I did it last year on paper, and I will never do that again. It was hard to keep everybody focused, keep the timing going. We'll stick to a computer. And there's a couple companies that do the computer. So we did that. And I like to use it so I see where they're at. This also helps me find their gaps, which is a big one for me. It became evident, like, as my son was scoring everywhere, that, like, the reading was literally null. And this is how I can say with confidence, in 1 year, my son's third grade year, he went into 3rd grade with a 0.8 reading comprehension. So if you don't know, 0.8 means the 8th month of reading comprehension in kindergarten. Walking into kindergarten, you're at 0. Then you got 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, 10 months. So he should have gone into kindergarten at a 3.0, or into 3rd grade at a 3.0, and he went in at a 0.0. Can we say somebody is behind? Now, I knew that our reading was an issue. It was just, I now have a value, a quantitative value for how behind we are. So we did our reading program. You know, I went and picked up another reading curriculum and finished it. And we finished out the year at a 4.8. So at the end of the 3rd grade year, he should then be a 4.0. We finished at a 4.8. Quantitatively, I could say we did 4 years of reading comprehension in 1. Don't worry, I got it. I'll pat myself on the back for this one. I did so good. So I let my kids know that when they take this test, what they are truly doing is letting me see what kind of job I did, how I did, and did I do a good job, and did I get the things we needed to teach them for the year. I would love to tell you this curriculum does an awesome job because we scored so high. No, the curriculum gives you structure. It's a tool to your day. Learning is learning. So I will tell you, my daughter did a leap and bound 1 year. No reading curriculum at all. Just, here's a stack of books. Read them this year. And she read them and she just jumped. She jumped like 4 grade levels. She didn't stay there though, because when we did another, it doesn't. Anyway, I like using those standardized tests as did we get it done? Did we do what we need to do? And what's our focus? And so I use them as a way to know how to focus our gaps. What do we need to work on for the year? And this will get into a whole nother video I've been sitting on my brain going through about making, is how I deal with gaps. But one of my first things I do to figure out where I need to work on gaps are, by using a standardized test. They're mine. They're private. They're putting in a filing cabinet. I go back and I review them. I look at our progress. Nobody sees them, and I'm not required to give them to anybody. But I personally like them because it lets me know what kind of job I'm doing as their mom. And in no way does it put pressure on them. It just makes me be more aware of what I'm going to look for their curriculum for the year. So I hope that helps. I hope that helps for anybody who's teeter-tottered on the idea of using a standardized curriculum, but balk at it because it's not, there's a little bit of like, all standardized testing is bad because the standardized testing with Common Core is causing my child to have convulsions. Yes, that's because they are in an environment of a very bad environment about testing. My children, I make sure that they're aware that they're just doing this diagnostic test, they're doing this test so I can see what we need to learn. That changes the whole game on when they take the test, and it's not nearly as emotionally destructive as some of the pressures are being put. And remember, those pressures are being put there because some of those teachers' raises, jobs depend on the outcome. In our world, when we take a standardized test, the only outcome that it's going to change or impact is how much and what curriculum I pick. Because if we have a major hole somewhere, I better really think hard about what I'm picking and how it's going to work with my kids and what I need to do. And how much time I'm going to spend. So there is no pressure as in, you have done bad. This is bad. There is none of that. It's just, we got to work on that. The goal is, at the 12th year, we've got your 12 years of education completed. Maybe we have to wait till 3rd grade to get 0.8 through 4.8 reading comprehension done. Whatever. It just means that's our focus. And that's how I use it. So, I make it a point. I like doing, anybody who, in my recommendation, my opinion, in my humble opinion, my recommendation, if you are brand new to homeschooling, if this is going to be your first year, if you're pulling your kid out, do a standardized test. I know you're going to be like, no, we're done. We just, no more. I know, I get it. I had a friend who was just, I said, test him, get him tested. And she's like, no, we need a break. Oh, no, I can't handle that right now. She did it a year later. And she regretted she didn't do it earlier. Do you know why? Because she realized how much her son jumped, and she didn't have a starting point. So it kind of blended into his last standardized test at the school system. And then in the end, she was like, man, if I would have tested him, I would have seen just the magnitude of the jump that happens. Because you might have a first year where you feel like we didn't get anything done and we didn't have anything accomplished. It may seriously feel that way. And your friends might make you feel that way too. And then you take your standardized test and realize you jumped 2 grade levels in a year. And you're like, how did we do that? And it just comes down to, you'd be amazed what you learn while in the process of learning. And I don't want to say unstructured, but unboundary kept learning. And it's amazing what you can do without all the distractions, without all the get up and go to this class and all of that nonsense that you can accomplish at home. So that's what I really love about a standardized test. So anyways, now that that's a long-winded conversation, that's what I do. And I love hearing what everybody else is doing. And don't forget to go check out the playlist of what everybody's opinions are and what their take is on doing standardized testing. So I'll talk to you later. Peace out.